Loops in Python for class 8, questions, answers and explanations of the answers. Question number 1. What is looping? Repeating an instruction or set of instructions for given number of times or till the condition is true is called looping. It means that when we are repeating number of statements again and again as long the condition is true, or we have already defined that how many times the loop is supposed to run, then it is called looping. For and while statements are used to create loop in Python. We use for when we know that how many iterations or how many times we have to run the loop, and we use while when we set some condition that as long the condition is true the loop should run. Now we are going to see that how for and while statement works. So question number 2, print series 2, 4, 6, 8 up to 20 using for and while. So it is a series which is starting from 2 and it has interval of 2 and it will reach up to 20 and then it will stop. So first we will see how to write this program using for. So here you can see for I in range. So range is a function which can take up to 3 values. The starting number shows that from where we have to start. The second number 22 shows where we have to end, and the third one is the difference. Now remember that in range the second number which we give is the ending point, but the range does not reach up to the exact number which we have given. That means if we write 10, so it will move up to 9, so the range will stop at 9, so the last number is not included. So that's why if we have to print up to 20, so we have to write 22, because if we write 20 there, so it will print only up to 18. So for I in range 2, it is the starting value, 22 is the ending value, and 2 is the interval, is the gap. So I is the variable, its initial value will be 2, then it will become 4 and it will become 6, and this loop will continue as long the value of I is within the range. The moment the value of I exceeds the range, the loop will stop. So inside the loop we are printing the value of I, and end equal to space means that after I is printed, one space will be printed after each value. So you can see the output from 2, 4, 6 up to 20 is printed. Now the same program is to be made using while. So first we will initialize the variable I equal to 2. We have to set the value of I, and the condition is as long the value of I is less than equal to 20. So we will write while I less than equal to 20. Print I, the same statement has been used here, print I end equal to space. And remember, inside while loop we have to write I plus equal to 2, otherwise the value of I will not increase by its own, because in for it will increase by its own, but in while loop we have to mention that. So we have to write I plus equal to 2, and now the same output you can see is coming. Question number 3, write the syntax of for and while loop. Syntax means the format or the rules of the programming language. So what is the structure? How do we write for loop and how do we write while loop? That is being asked. We don't have to write code here, we have to write the syntax. So in for loop we write for and then we give a variable name in an iterator. Iterator means the sequence or the series of number from which the values will be picked and it will be stored in variable. So at the top line we write for and we use any variable name. In iterator, that it can be range, it can be list or some any other type of sequence, and inside that we write statements. Statements are the set of instructions which we want to continue within the loop. The second is while loop. In while loop we give the test expression, we give the condition, and as long the condition evaluates to be true, these statements written inside the while loop will keep on executing, will keep on repeating. So in while we give test expression and we use parenthesis. So these are the syntax for loop and while loop. Next question, what is the use of jump statements? So there are two jump statements, as you know, one is break and continue. So let us see. Jump statements are those which either throws the control out of the loop, that is break, or send the control to the next iteration, skipping rest of the lines, and that is the work of continue. It means they change the normal sequence of a program. Now break will jump out of the loop, the control will jump out of the loop, but in continue the control will jump at the top of the loop. So continue will not allow the control to go beyond continue, but it will make it jump back to the starting of the loop, and when it is a case of for, it will move to the next iteration. That next iteration means the next number. So you can see one example, that in normal course, in normal programming, if we are not using break or continue, so it is working like this. The value of I equal to 1, while I less than equal to 10, print I and equal to comma I have written, and I plus equal to 1. So it will print 1 to 10. Normally all the numbers will be printed. But if we use break statement, I equal to 1 while I less than equal to 10, if I equal to 5, if I double equal to 5 means if the value of I becomes equal to 5, then break. So after printing 1 2 3 4, the moment the value of I will become equal to 5, it will break the execution of the loop, and it will come out, the control will come out of the loop, and the program will stop there only, and it will not print the rest of the numbers. Question number 5, draw the flow chart of the for statement. So here we have to represent the syntax of the for statement using flow chart. So first we write for each item in a list, that means each item is the variable name. So we have to pick the values from the list. List can be a range, it can be a sequence. So for each item in a list, and then the body of the loop is written here, means whatever set of instruction we want to follow inside the loop, that we write here, and after executing the statements, it checks that whether the last item of the list is reached or not. Suppose the value is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, so 10 is the last item of the list. So if the last item of the list is not reached, then it will go again to the next iteration, and this will keep on continuing, and finally when the last item will reach, then the loop will be exited, that means exit loop. So this is the flow chart for the for statement. Question number 6, draw the flow chart of the while statement. Initialize loop variable. So first we have to create a variable, and then we give some value to it, so that is called initialization of a looping variable. Then we give the test expression or the condition, we write while I less than equal to 10, like that. So test expression we provide. If it is true, then the body of the loop or the group of statements are executed, so that is the body of the loop. And inside the while loop, we have to modify the loop variable, we have to either increase the loop variable or we have to decrease, otherwise it will trap inside the infinite loop. So we have to modify the loop variable, and again we check the test expression, we check the condition, and as long the condition is true, these whole step will keep on continuing, and finally when the test expression will become false, it will exit loop. Question number 7, distinguish between break and continue statement. Distinguish means differentiate. So about break we have already seen, so let's see it again. The break is a keyword in Python which is used for bringing the program control out of the loop, which discontinues the loop, which breaks the loop. So it will stop the loop and it will come out. But continue skips the statements written after continue and take the control to the top at the test expression. So let's see what it means. Now here you can see I equal to 1 while I less than equal to 10. So we are running a loop from 1 to 10. Inside the loop we are increasing the value of I by 1, and it is written if I double equal to 5 or I double equal to 7. That means if the value of I becomes equal to 5 or the value of I becomes equal to 7, it will continue. So continue means whatever statement is written after continue, that will be ignored, that will be skipped, and the test expression will again we will reach to the test expression, again the condition will be followed. Okay, so in such case, see, the value of I was previously 1, inside the loop it enters and the value of I becomes 2, and 2 is not equal to 5 or 7, so continue will not happen here, so it will print the value 2. Then 3, 4, the moment the value of I will become equal to 5, it will continue, so it will go at the top, and inside after going at the top I less than equal to 10, again it will come down, so I will become 6. Now 6 is not equal to 5 or 7, so it will not continue, so it will print 6, and the moment I plus equal to 1 will become 7, so the continue statement will come and it will move the control back to I less than equal to 10. So in this way you can see that 5 and 7 are not printed, rest all the numbers are printed. So I hope we have understood all the explanation part of the answers.